In this video, we'll do a tutorial on how to use the web server we'll be using in this course. First, we'll talk about the web server itself, which is the IS3 machine. Then we'll talk about how you log in, then changing your password, then directories, then creating, editing, and viewing your pages, and then uploading your files. The web server we'll be using is the IS3 machine, and this will be for online students only. If you're doing the face-to-face class, you'll probably be using the IS2 machine instead. So if you ever see anything in the video that refers to the IS2 machine, you'll probably want to use the IS3 instead. So remember, you use 3 and not IS2 machine. Now the IS3 machine is set up like a typical web host. So if you wanted a website and you want to sign up with a web hosting provider, which is somebody that will provide a web server for you, the kind of setup you'll have will look a lot like the setup that you'll have on the IS3 machine. And so that's really great that we're able to use the same software that they use. That way you'll have the same look and feel and tools that you'll use in the real world if you're doing this for work or for a web page that you wanted to create. So to log into the IS3 machine, you type is3.byuh.edu and then /cpanel. Now, right now, we're having troubles with our security certificate, so you might see this page. Just say, I understand the risks, and add the exception, okay? And then you can confirm the security exception. Now, that will look a little bit different depending on what web browser you're using. I'm using Firefox, but there is a way to override that in Chrome, and in Safari, and in Internet Explorer, if you look around and find a way that you can proceed. Now, if it doesn't work, just download Firefox and you can do it the way that I did it. So once you're here, you can log in, and your username will be your CES Net ID, or look for an email that says it's something different, or of course the instructions that go along with this video. So it should be your CES Net ID. For this demonstration, my Net ID is student. So this is just an account we created to do this demonstration. And then your password. Now your password should be your BYU Hawaii ID number that's on your ID card. And if you don't have the ID number, look for an email that we would have sent you, or more instructions in the notes about this lecture video that will tell you the password. So once you get your username, which is your Net ID, and then your password, you can log in. And right here are some videos you can watch and learn about this software that we'll be using. I'm gonna just click on Fine right here because I'm making a video for you. And the first thing you want to do is go in here and change your password. Type your old password, which is your ID number, and come up with a new password right here. And make sure that it's not very weak, because hackers do like to gain control of web hosting accounts and put stuff that they want out there. So make sure you use a pretty strong password. Now, another thing to show you, whenever you want to go back to the start screen, you can always click this home button up here. So you just click that home button and you're back on the start screen. So now that you've logged in and you've changed your password, let's go ahead and look at the file manager right here. So it should be Preferences, Mail, and Files. So we could click on the file manager right here. And for this time, open our home directory right here. So hopefully you're fairly competent using files and directories, whether they be on your home computer. But now we're just doing the same thing on a web host computer. So it's the same thing as all the files and directories that you've used on any computer that you've used. And so you have a home directory right here. In the home directory, there are 2 folders that are important to you. You don't really have to worry about the rest of these folders. Don't delete them, but you don't have to worry about them. The 2 directories is actually just one directory, but it's the www directory or the public HTML directory. And they happen to go to the same folder. So it doesn't matter which one you click on. It's just 2 directories are actually the same one. So it's just kind of weird that there's 2 of them. And for anybody that knows Linux really well, this directory is symbolically linked to this directory. So it doesn't matter which one you click on, you'll both end up in the same directory right here. And in this directory, you'll see the CGI bin directory right here, and this is where you upload your files to be on the web. So notice when you're in your home folder right here, you could put files in here, but they will not be live on the web. If you want them on the web, you click on public HTML or www. So clicking into public HTML right here, we can create a new folder right here. And for this class, you need to create this folder, IT240. And then you will have this folder right here. And just to show you that they're the same, we'll go back to the home directory. If you notice, I clicked on public HTML before, and now I'll click on www, and that folder's there. So it doesn't matter which folder you use, public HTML or www. It's always going to be the same folder. So now we have this IT240. We can double click on the folder right there, and this directory is empty. And we need to create two new folders. One is for practice, or the practices. So as you're watching the lecture videos and you want to practice, this is where you upload your practices right here. And then we'll create one more new folder, and this will be our projects right here. So now we have practices and projects. And later on, you might want to create a folder for your final project right here. So what this allows you to do, we can go up one level. This allows you to use this web space right here for anything that you want to do for fun, or whatever you want to do. And then in this folder will be all of your assignments. And you should create these folders for yourself and put your assignments there. So that's how you create folders right here. And then we'll go ahead and do practices. We'll go ahead and have our first practice. And I'm just going to call this first.html, just like that. And now that we have this first.html, there's some things that we can do for it. We can click on we can edit it. The best editor to use is actually the code editor. The HTML editor isn't as helpful. So you can go ahead and click on the code editor and click edit right here. Now if you notice one thing, our cPanel when we first logged in, and this is called cPanel, when we first logged in we have everything here. When we clicked on the file manager, it opened it up in a new folder, and when we edit, or a new tab at the top, and when we edit, it opened it up in another new tab right here. And once we're in here, then you can start editing your HTML page. And so I'm just going to do a quick HTML page right here. And you can type in the same thing for your web page, or you can make it a little different as well. And I'm just going to put a little message here. Hopefully this works right there. And then to save it, just click the Save Changes up here at the top. This should go away on your machine, so you shouldn't see this, and this will be all the way up at the top. So you can go ahead and click Save Changes right here. And once we have done that, we can open up a new tab to view our page. So here we have to type in our CES NetID first. This is the URL. So I'm using student, but you should replace student with your CES NetID. And then type is3.byuh.edu. And when you do that, you should see your directories that you've created right here. And I had created the IT240, and then in my practices directory and in my first HTML, we'll see this web page that I put up. So that's how you get to your web page. Now let me show you what a lot of people want to do, but they cannot do. What a lot of people do is they say, well, I want to see this page in a web browser, and they'll double click on it, and they'll go ahead and either open it with something, or they'll save it, but that downloads the file to your directory, and then they open the file in a new browser. But that doesn't do any good, because you just downloaded your file. You just downloaded the file to your computer, and then it opened it up in a new browser. So make sure to view your pages, you have to do these steps. You have to type your NetID www.is3.bouyh.edu and then follow the links to your page. You cannot get to your page by going to the file manager and double clicking on something, and what usually happens is you open it up with your browser and it looks like it worked and it looks like your web page, but if you notice at the beginning here it says file. That means it's on your computer and not on the web. So if this is what you see, then it's not what you want. Whereas here, if it starts with your student or your NetID right here, the IS3, then that's what you want. This is the URL that you want to view your web page with. So again, make sure that to get to your web page, you type this all out, and then you get to here and you follow the links to your web page. Now the reason why I'm going over this over and over again is due to experience. A lot of people will still go to here and double click and download their file to their computer and then open that file up in a web browser. But that doesn't mean it's live on the web. And then they'll try to turn in that URL to Canvas, and it won't work because the file isn't on the web, it's on their own computer. Now the last thing I want to show you is how you can upload pictures and other stuff. Sometimes you have files and you want to upload them up to the web so they can be live. So to do that, you just click upload right here, and then you click browse, and that will give you something that you can browse the file off. And I'll select this one, just a picture of my son, and I'll open it up, and it uploaded it up to the web right there. And then we can click this to go back, and there's the picture that I uploaded, and we can browse that and see it live on the web as well. So that's how you upload files on the web, and that should cover everything that you need to do and allow you to get started on your first assignment. So if you have any problems throughout the semester, I would recommend that you first review this tutorial really quick to learn how to use the web server, and then if that doesn't work for you, then you can email the professor or start a discussion.